So today I'm going to do a slightly different video. Normally I do tutorial videos on things that I'm pretty familiar with and I have an idea what's going on, but this one's going to be about something that I'm trying to learn and maybe just going through the process of playing with it, I guess. So we're going to be playing with the CSS Flexbox property, and the reason why I really want to jump in, kind of get my head around this, is because I watched a Chris Coyer podcast and he was building out this nav bar with a Flexbox, and it was pretty amazing, kind of the properties that it lets you do. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of play with it. So this is just fair warning, this is not a tutorial video. So so we're going to start. We're going to have this comprehensive guide to Flexbox that Chris Coyer built. We're going to have this open and CodePen open, and we're going to try to build out a nav bar with Flexbox. So we're going to start with the Nav Element, and our nav bar is going to have links. And this is the first thing that I saw where I was like, okay, Flexbox looks pretty sweet. And we'll say like home, and we'll say contact, about, put a couple links in here, history. Okay, so to start, we're just gonna go like, we're gonna give a class on this class, nav links. Oh, dang it. Okay, class nav links, and we're going to say, I think it's display flex. Weird. Oh, okay. So we set our container as the flex, and then as you can see down here, let me make this bigger. Kind of interesting that when you add flex, it makes these list items in a line. So I think what happens now is once you say the parent set to display flex, these are now flex items. And let's see, what are some cool things? Some of the cool things that were really interesting is the vertical line stuff. So here's like some alignments. So let's go ahead and see if we can play with that align center thing. So to get a good visual representation, let's be like nav, we'll just say width 100%, height 50 pixels, background color to gray. Okay, so now let's actually go ahead. Okay, let's play with this. Let's get these like vertically centered. As you can see, like they're at the top. And so it looks like to do this, you say align items. Let's try this. Align items, and then we're going to try center. Baseline center. So I think this is going to be, we'll center these in that. So no. So my hunch is if we had the pixels actually on this. Oh, this actually might work. Okay, interesting. So what happened there, and I'm just going to take note of this. So I have the height of on the nav element, and the parent container nav links that we set to display flex, they actually are not the whole height of that this bar. So let me go ahead and kind of show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so we set so the nav is 50 pixels height tall, but if you look at the UL, look at the blue bar there, it's actually just the height of the child list items. So what we had to do there to get that to work was set the height, instead of on the nav element, you set it on the parent, the container that you're saying display flex. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead on these nav links. I wish I had less turned on, or a CSS. Let me turn that. So annoying. Okay, less. Awesome. So now we're going to say these list items. Let's go ahead and say margin left, right, 20 pixels. And then let's go ahead and get these bullets gone. So that's list style type none. I think so. Okay, sweet. Let's go ahead and play with this vertical line a little more, because honestly, this was a feature I was like, because vertical aligning things without Flexbox it can be such a pain. So let's check out Flex End. So I think this will put these right at the bottom. Align items. Let's move this. Flex End. Cool. So that as you can see, put them down below. So very cool. Let's take a look at some center. Okay, let's take a look at some more alignment stuff that you can do here. So this is justifying content. So there's a property. Okay, so it looks like when you say display flex, it gives you the opportunities for these other properties like justify content, which looks like it's left to right. So we just did vertical aligning with this one, line items, justify content. Let's try flex end. So that should push everything to the right, I think. Okay, so flex end, very cool. Center, justify content, center. Interesting. Okay, sweet. Just gonna play with these a little bit. I know watching Chris Coyer's podcast, he had some pretty impressive like responsive things, which we're at like 7 minutes now. We probably won't do in this video, but we'll definitely play with some responsiveness with Flexbox. So what else can we do? Another thing I saw was the ordering, which is pretty interesting. Order. Side one. Let's see. So I haven't really got my head around how the ordering works, but we will figure this out. Okay. Order. So I'm gonna go ahead and Google it. How does Flexbox order work? Because I know you can change the orders. Okay, so flex item order 2. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at their CSS and their HTML. So the flex items. Oh, interesting. So, so nav links on these list items, we're going to go ahead and actually copy exactly what they're doing, and then I don't necessarily like seeing all these, like adding a bunch of classes on this. There's got to be a better way, but just to get it working, so we can see how this order thing works, we will follow it. Okay, and then what they're doing, excuse me, what they're doing is using nth of type and specifying the order with that. So, and since we're using less, I think we can do something like this. And I'm sure there's better fancy ways where you could select all of them. And okay, so and Excuse me, I got like a cold or something. And actually, as you can see, let's go ahead and remove this. Take a look at the order. So we changed, so nth of type 1 is going to be 3. So over here, that's going to actually be 3. So home. So that's pretty interesting. So that's going to allow you to really manipulate your HTML, especially using like media queries and doing cool responsive things. So that's going to be it for this video. And then in the next one, we're actually going to add more to our nav bar and make it responsive using the display flex.